welcome to Sons of Olympia. I'm George.
And I'm Matt, and we are brothers.
And our parents are Olympians.
You heard that right, Olympians, and we are their sons who failed to live up to their genetic potential.
And like all underachieving children, we have now decided to start a podcast.
We may have not lived up to our Olympic genes, but we are both big sports fans who love the Olympics.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to be talking about the greatest show on earth, as well as the biggest sporting event.
We're talking about the 100 metres.
The 200 metres.
The 400 metres?
Yeah, I can see that being a very realistic possibility, yeah.
But no, seriously, we are going to be covering some big sporting topics like the 100 metres.
Okay. But there's a plethora of incredible sporting Olympic stories to dig into.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like a history lesson or anything. We're going to be sharing some super sporting stories with a blob of brilliant brotherly banter.
A blob. And maybe, and just maybe, with some juicy Olympic gossip from the 80s sprinkled in. Like, did you know that Sebco couldn't...
We can't say that. We'll bleep it. All right, then, let's get going. So welcome, and thank you so much for listening to our first ever podcast episode. We're really excited to start this show because we've had this idea for quite a long time now. It started off as a silly little joke, and here we are, recording our first ever episode, so hopefully this should be fun.
Yeah. I mean, we've decided to call it Sons of Olympia, simply because, as you know by now, both our parents are Olympians. They were both track athletes who actually met through running, shock horror, and both ran for Team GB in the Olympics, multiple Olympics.
Yes. Before we get into introducing Mum and Dad and telling you a little bit about their careers, how do you think they feel about us starting this podcast and essentially just like riding off their coattails?
I think we have their blessing, if that's what you're asking. I think they're generally supportive around this.
Yes. I think they might have taken a little bit of persuading coming round to the idea.
Yeah.
I think Mum generally a little bit embarrassed about anyone talking about any of this stuff.
And also wearing all their old clothes.
We are currently wearing very tight Team GB gear from the 80s.
Which smells like it was from the 80s. No shade, Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
Just musty for musty. In the attic.
Yeah. And it shows that we do not have the body of Olympians.
Arms were short back then.
They were slight.
Yeah. And we are not large men.
I'm carrying a little bit of holiday weight, but
actually, I am a large man.
You are. We'll get into that later on. Okay. So before we started recording, we've tossed a coin to see who would introduce both of our parents.
This is right, yeah.
Yeah. Matt got our mother, and I got Papa.
We don't call him Papa.
Who do you want to... How are we going to do this? Do you want to go first?
I can go first, yeah, because no one knows who these mysterious Olympic parents are at the moment.
No, they do not. So shall we reveal?
Yeah, let's reveal. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. So Matt has done some research into our mother. So please take it away. Fill us in, me and the listeners. Who is my mum?
Our mum is Kathy Cook. Kathy Smallwood, actually. Catherine, full name.
Smallwood.
Close friends might know as Kathy, but actually, no, I think the media called her Kathy. And yeah, I mean, a hot take here. I'm going to start off with something big. I'm going to, not beat around the bush here, but I might be biased, but she could be the greatest British athlete you've never heard of.
Wow.
Yeah, let me walk you through some of her career highlights.
Back that up.
Yeah, well, I'm about to. She competed in sprinting during the 80s. We're talking the 100, 200, and 400 plus relays.
Yeah.
And this is unusual, by the way.
Okay.
To be competing across 100, 200, and 400
days.
No one does that these days. So you think of the good sprinters, the greatest sprinters, your Usain Bolts, your Michael Johnsons, your Kathy Freemans. These guys aren't doing all those events.
No.
So it's very unusual for someone to turn their hand and be competitive in those three disciplines.
Yes.
So a rarity.
Yeah.
To start with. She went to 2 Olympics, 1980s in Moscow, LA 84. which is where we got all this clobber.
Let's go.
She's a 3-time Olympic bronze medalist. Bronze in the 4x100 meters in the relay in LA. Bronze in the individual 400 meters in LA also. And she was also went to the World Champs 1983 in Helsinki. Bronze there in the 200 meters. So successful across all disciplines.
Yes.
3 times winner of the British Athletics Writers Association Female Athlete of the Year
Let's
award.
go, mama.
From 1980 to 82. Absolutely dominated that award. Bit of a mouthful, but anyway. So, yeah, you might be thinking, all well and good. There's a lot of bronze in there, actually. You might be thinking, bronze medals, nice. But does that warrant the greatest British athlete you've never heard of award? Maybe not, because there's silver and gold there to be won also.
Yes.
But hear me out. The 70s and the 80s were rife with state-sponsored doping.
Okay, here we go.
East Germany and the Soviet Union, not countries that exist now, but East Germany and Soviet Union at the time operated extensive athlete doping programs. So, yeah, they were supercharging their athletes at that moment in time. Many of the women's sprinting world records are from the 80s. The 400-meter record is still standing. 800 meters still standing.
And these are world records.
These are world records.
So they're still standing from the time Mum ran, but from potentially
correct.
Doped up.
The 400-meter record was set in 1985 by Martina Kopp, 47:60, and that's super fast. So
fastest in the world, is that what you're saying? Fastest ever time.
Okay. 800 meters still that was 1983 as well. The 200 meters was set in 1988 by FloJo from the US. I'm not going to lump her in with state sponsored doping because she was not part of that, but there is a bit of uncertainty around that. But the fact is, a lot of these records were set in the 80s. None of these athletes actually were proven dopers, but that's because their records still stand. So the record's still there because they're seen as legit, even though there's a lot of, uncertainty around
question marks.
Yeah. But I guess the point here is that our mum, Kathy, was beaten by a lot of these athletes when she was running. So, some of her bronzes, who knows, could have been silver, could have been gold.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Consider the advancements in every single element of professional sport: shoes, nutrition, sleep, better tracks, faster tracks, and these records are still
and
there.
even just like the money in it. Like now, you can be a full-time track athlete. Mum was never that, right? She was always working.
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe a better gauge on greatness is maybe her times, because the medals is tricky. So yeah, Mum held British records for the 100, the 200, and the 400 meters all at the same time. Each one stood. Damn. And each one for over 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
They only fairly recently, were lost, right? She was there was a period of time where I'd tell people that she held the 100, 200, 400 British record.
Yeah.
So it was only like the last maybe 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, recognisable names broke it. Dina Asher-Smith broke a 200 meter record for it. Christina Hogu broke the 400 meter.
Shout out, Christina.
So yeah, these are still recent athletes breaking records. And I'll give you some context into her PBs. Her BBs would have got her into modern Olympic finals to this day. Even she would have even medalled in recent Olympics. So her 400 meters, she would have got gold at London 2012.
I remember this.
She would have got silver in Tokyo, and she would have got bronze at the 2024.
I think that's worth repeating. Her personal best time would have won gold at London 2012.
Yeah.
In the 400 meters. That's crazy.
She
And
would
then she would
have
have been,
medaled in the last 3 Olympics.
she would have been a superstar.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was a superstar. She is a superstar.
To us.
Yeah. And to the world.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. And doesn't she, I believe she also still has the 300 meter British record, but that isn't really an event anymore.
No, it's not super competitive.
Yes.
Not really.
So she might have that forever because no one's going to run it again.
Yeah.
Class.
And just to I guess to go back to what you were saying about not being a full-time athlete,
Mm-hmm.
in 84, so when she competed at the LA Olympics, she's working part-time at Lloyd's TSB.
Lloyd's?
Or, TSB is, as Mum said, it was called then, TSB.
Just TSB?
I don't know what, Lloyd's eventually came to the picture. But her job was to teach kids banking skills and to encourage 16-year-olds to open current accounts.
I don't think I've ever had financial advice from Mum.
Well, she told us to open a current account, which
I mean, I have one now. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I probably followed that advice.
Imagine the greatest women's sprinter your country's got to offer.
Yeah,
and you can't support them full time.
Yeah,
to allow them to do that, she had to work in the bank. So that meant instead of doing that, instead of training, she's
just on her feet, serving kids, telling them
traveling in the country, trying to fit training around a job.
Yeah.
And this is your fastest female in Great Britain. So I mean, that's just puts into perspective how far
it's like
professional sport has come.
Yeah, it'd be like popping into your local NatWest and seeing Jess Ennis just behind the counter.
Yeah.
But what are you doing here?
Imagine just before you go to uni, Jess Ennis comes around and goes, "Have you opened a current account?"
Yeah.
Have you thought about that? But no one doing massages, no sports nutrition advice, no psychologist, no nothing. She I remember Mum saying they used to have big roast dinners before going to their going training and just throwing it all up because they didn't no advice.
No watches. She talks now about when she's like, oh yeah, I used to do these like training sessions where they would just judge the distance of the intervals between like lampposts. There's no like watches telling you how to your heart rate or anything like this. It's just like sprint as fast as you can between these lampposts.
So there you go. Hopefully that's put into context what a beast Mum was.
Go on, Mum.
Yeah. And then I mean, who the deuce did she marry?
Let's move on to her spouse, Father
Who's
Cook.
that then?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Our father,
who was,
who art in the living room.
God, he drinks that tea.
So our dad, who's married to Catherine Smallwood, made her Catherine Cook, is Garry Cook, who was also a track and field athlete who ran the 800 meters and the 400 meters distances.
A Garry with 2 R's.
2 R's.
Grr.
Okay, yeah. So
Jazz.
Some of his biggest achievements in the world of athletics. He won a gold medal in the Commonwealth Games in 18...
18?
No.
Wow, he's an old boy.
In 1982, he won a gold medal in the Commonwealth Games in the 4x400 meters. He won a bronze medal in the World Championships in Helsinki in 1983. Damn it! In the 4x400 meters, and then a silver in the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, where Kathy, our mum, also ran. So in his silver medal in the Olympics, he ran the second leg of the 4x400 meters with teammates Chris Akabusi, Todd Bennett, and Phil Brown, and they finished just behind the United States. So
yeah, nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Chris Akabusi went on to big things as well. Well, just a general.
I feel like his name is you hear it a lot. Chris
Akabusi.
Bit of a cult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Awooga!
Is that him?
Yeah.
What was that from?
I don't know. It's like his catchphrase.
Every time he crossed the line, he just Okay, but this isn't about Akabusi. That's enough about Akabusi.
Okay,
we're talking about Garry Cook. Okay, and so silver medal in the 1984 Olympics in the 4x400 meters, pretty cool. And now this is another cool thing. So although not an Olympic event anymore, Garry was also part of a historic team in the 4x800 meters. So the 4x800 meters, it's probably still competed somewhere. It's not in the Olympic Games, but
No.
he was part of this historic team in 1982 at Crystal Palace in London, running alongside Steve Cram, ever heard of him? Peter Elliott and Sebastian Coe, and set a world record time of 7 minutes, 3.89 seconds. And according to Wikipedia, that is still the third fastest time ever in the 4x800 meters. Shout out, Dad.
I mean, some of those names there. That was a golden era of men's middle distance. Steve Cram, Seb Coe, Steve Avett was probably knocking around.
Yeah.
Was definitely, where Mum was competing against dopers, Dad was competing against the best to ever do it in British.
Yeah.
So both tough eras, really.
Yeah.
I mean, men's middle distance running now is going through a bit of a golden patch, but back then, damn.
I mean, yeah. I guess his biggest rivals would have been his own teammates.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, but out of those, so his personal best time, Dad's personal best time in the 800 meters was 1 minute 44 seconds, 0.55. So I tried to convert this into the Strava world. That's about 2 minutes, 10 seconds per kilometer. And according to worldathletics.org, his 800 meters time is still the 23rd fastest Brit of all time in the 800 meters.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
23rd.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He was also, Dad actually asked me to include this. So here you go, Pops. He also won BBC Superstars. He was the Superstars champion, which, if you don't know Superstars, this was like a TV show where they got big athletes from all different sports and they all competed in a show where they all did different... A smorgasbord of different athletic feats. I think there was cycling, rowing, running.
Basketball.
Was there?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was to find the ultimate athlete, right? Is the whole point. You find in the superstar who is the best overall
Who's
athlete.
the best of the best? I'll tell you who. My dad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he was a good basketball player, actually.
He did.
And basketball, I think, was in the Superstars, and he often goes, he missed a very easy layup in Superstars, and he's beaten himself up about that.
To his day. He is a good basketball player. He will beat us at free throw shootouts. Well, he'll definitely beat me regularly.
Yeah.
He can shoot that thing. So that's basically Dad's career there. I'll just add at the end to round him off like you did, Mom. After his athletic career, Garry Cook became a respected and beloved teacher of geography and physical education and has 3 remarkable children. After
3, so let's just 3. Are you listening to 2?
You're listening to 2 right now. We do have a sister. There is a daughter of Olympia.
But she was shunned because they're Sons of Olympia.
Sons of Olympia was the funny pun, really, wasn't it?
We'll get on.
We'll get on. So yeah, that's our parents, Kathy and Garry Cook.
What stock we come from.
Yes. Oh, gosh, we must be incredible.
And you'd be thinking,
beings.
God, if that's their times, what do these fine specimens
their prodigy must be incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
you should wait till you see me on a park run on Saturday. I'm hitting... I don't want 23 minutes.
We struggled to get up for the park run, so that's why.
Yeah.
So I guess
I'm faster than 20.
Really,
no, not really.
Basically, we don't live up to that, and hence this podcast was born. So now we've heard about our parents. Did any of that information surprise you at all? Were you aware of all that?
I would say I forgot a lot of it. I honestly just forget how good they were, to be honest, and how elite they were.
Yes.
Because we only know them as honestly just mum and dad.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's when you watch the Olympics and you see the people competing in their events, I kind of forget that my parents would have been up
would have
there
done that. Yeah.
In those Olympic finals, I honestly can't imagine it.
Yeah. I mean, same. I'm aware of all these things they did, but you sort of, you forget. And sometimes I see a photo of mum from the internet or whatever, like stood on the starting line with these huge crowds behind her. And I can't imagine like mum now doing that. Do you know what I mean? But she had this, she was like on the world stage doing all this scary stuff as like a young woman. And that was like obviously before we were born. It's pretty cool.
And then going to work, then, you know,
Heading
the
straight
next
off to
day.
TSB.
Imagine trying to book annual leave so you could go to the Olympics. Sorry, big boss. Can I take 2 weeks off? It could be 1 week, could be 2 weeks.
Depends how far I get.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
actually, there are Olympians out there who do still need to juggle. Not every job, every sport is funded to take full time. Let's just call that out. But I guess if you were track athlete best, you're professional. So.
And I think growing up, they didn't really talk about it much.
No.
Was it? It wasn't like they were every weekend. I don't know. The medals weren't on show. There wasn't like photos of them around the house, really.
No.
It wasn't a big part of our childhood, I would say.
No,
was this information?
Usually it'd be a parent of one of your mates at school who would say something, and you'd be like, "Well, yeah, they were runners. They were runners." But that's runner. Just saying you're a runner. I mean, that's.
Do you remember, like, discovering that they had been in the Olympics, or I don't know, the moment you found out? Like, I don't remember them ever like sitting us down and telling us. Sit down, son. I got something to tell you.
I got to tell you about the birds and the bees.
You'll always be a disappointment because we were incredible. The vague thing that I do remember is still in the downstairs toilet here, and it was in the downstairs toilet at home. Do you remember what this object is? It is like a small glass paperweight, and it says 1980 Daily Express Sportswoman of the Year.
I do know the exact paperweight you're talking about.
And that was, for some reason, what they decided to keep out. That was in the downstairs toilet at our childhood home. It's still on display here.
Yeah. They are just not the type of people to be putting medals out on display.
No.
But I can't actually remember it sort of entering my consciousness, to be honest. But I guess it just sort of would happen, and eventually you sort of just like, oh, okay, you know, oh, stop. If your mates are talking about you, like, oh, please, you know, no one wants to hear about their parents, do they?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what are you talking about? You know, them again?
Yeah.
Talk about me.
Talk about me for once. There was that time a photographer came round. I don't know where the photo would have, you know.
I know the exact photo.
It was on that bit of grass outside the house.
Yeah.
And like they had all the medals out, and we were all basically like around them and on
I think that was quite a moment to think, oh,
yeah.
These guys are legit.
I mean, I was small on that. I don't know, maybe 6 something. So you might have been 8, 9.
Yeah.
If my maths is correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that photo was out, wasn't it? So that was like us outside our family home with their medals like around our necks and stuff.
Went in the paper, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where it was, but
yeah.
So that was sort of about. How did you feel growing up with Olympic parents? Did it impact your? I don't know.
I would say, on the whole, no. But key moments as a child, obviously it does. PE lessons, sports days. No one would give a monkeys about your Olympic parents until they want to pile a load of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Before, you know, the skipping race.
Yeah. I don't remember it too much being a problem at primary school sports days because I dominated anyway. I would win all the races. But then in secondary school, there was some fast kids, and then it was always like, well, you should win anyway because your parents are in the Olympics.
It would take away from any achievement.
Yeah, and then I would always just be like so nervous. And I think I must have had a memory of like mom and dad doing the 400 meters, and I hated the 400 meters. And it was just like you would just bomb it as fast as you could.
Yeah.
Without any, and I would remember just the pressure was a lot on sports day.
Yeah, it was.
But other than that, obviously, I always thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Would you tell people about it? Me?
No, actually, no. I remember uni people didn't know when I first
Oh, yeah.
arrived, and then, you know, mates from home come visit, and it seeps out and goes, "Oh, did you know Matt's parents were Olympians?" It's like, yeah. So, but because I guess that's because they, like, mum and dad would never tell anyone. They meet new people now. It's not like it's not like their personality, is it? Even if you came to their home, you wouldn't see stuff and be like, "Oh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get this medal from?"
Yeah. And I think I would struggle sometimes. Did you ever go to like a group interview or something like this, or some sort of like,
Oh God,
and it'd be like, everyone, let's go around and tell an interesting fact about yourself.
yeah.
And obviously that's the first thing that like comes to my mind is like, my parents were in the Olympics. But if it's not me, do you know what I mean? And I would always feel like, should I say it? It's a cool thing.
Well, I
like,
lean into it now.
yes. I remember the one time it was a group interview, and we didn't have too long to do. It just like suddenly started, and I was having that initial thing, and I was like, I am going to say it. And I did get the job. But I always, like, now I definitely lean into it. I'm not embarrassed or whatever.
So we're full Nepo babies. It's helping us get jobs.
Yeah. Just, I don't have to do anything. I can just say it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask this one.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
do you feel like you are genetically gifted?
Right. I'm going to paint a picture for the listeners. I'm a 6'5" athletic monster. On paper, right? All right. Okay. Here's a thing.
I was not expecting.
There's a US tennis player. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. He wears a bandana. Anyway, he's exactly my height, kind of my build, and I feel like I probably am genetically gifted in terms of the body. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I've got a large wingspan.
For sure.
You'd be like, okay, to do these things, you need long legs. You need to be tall. You need, you know, I could probably chance my arm at many a sport and probably be okay. But am I genetically gifted? Probably not, because I didn't do anything. I think I'm probably like, I have if you put it as terms of a recipe, I have the ingredients, but it didn't make a great meal.
You just left them in the fridge to go mouldy. I don't know. I agree with that. When I think about this, I was like, ultimately, yes, I feel genetically gifted because, I mean, I have a working body, no ailments, particularly.
That's what we're saying.
We're healthy.
Yeah.
That's hashtag gifted.
But
in terms of like sports and things, I don't think I am. I feel like you were always more sporty than me growing up. I was never inclined into football or sports, whatever. I was in rugby, but even that was like reluctant, even though I did play it like from year 7 all the way through. I think if you like looked at me, maybe you wouldn't really think Adonis, gifted. Whereas because of your tall stature,
oh yeah, everyone goes, you play basketball, Mike.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I'm actually not that tall for a basketball.
No, you're not, but you are tall.
Yeah.
6'5". I'm 6'2" at a push. So,
yeah, I'll tell you who actually is genetically gifted. Sarah is was, well, she is, I guess, but I feel like she could really have done damage in the athletic scene. She was. I remember seeing her at school running 200 meters and comfortably beating boys by like a distance.
Wow.
And for Sarah, that was embarrassing. A girl beating boys, she was like, "This is mortifying. I'm meant to be, you know, this was not impressive to boys." But she was smashing them, and she went to athletics clubs. She was winning there. I remember watching her district athletics thing, easily winning. I bet she was running within her abilities as well, just because she didn't want to try that hard. So, but she didn't carry it on because athletics is very individual, and it is so nerve-wracking being like, well, it is only down to me, and that's ultimately not.
Can't hide behind the team.
No. So Sarah's definitely genetically gifted.
That's interesting to hear about that, because a question I wanted to ask is, do you wish mum and dad had been more pushy with getting us into track and field? So there was something with Sarah, wasn't she? She did do it a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't. I remember them doing like the little primary school badges where they would like measure our long jump or stuff in the garden or something, and you could get like your gold badge or whatever for like stitch on your towel or something.
Yeah.
We did that, but obviously that was all a bit of fun. I don't think I don't think I ever went to any athletics club.
No.
Whereas I know Sarah did. Do you wish that had happened more?
Well, I give them a lot of grief for this, actually. And I do say, why weren't you those parents that push their kids to the brink to achieve greatness? And I think they could have done that. I'm not saying we would have delivered, but they could have been that type of parent.
Yeah. Would you have wanted that?
Well, this is my secondary point. I think we have great relationships with our parents now, and that is probably because they did not push us into those things.
That's so true.
I mean, I loved football more than life as a kid. That's all I wanted to do. And if they'd have gone, Matt, you can't do that. You're going to the athletics club. I would be like, I'd kick a right stink.
Yeah.
And how would that make me feel? So I give them a lot of grief about it, because now I'm past my prime and I can do that and be like, oh, well, what if? But,
But you're joking, really.
I am joking.
Yeah.
I am grateful for my upbringing. How will I approach it with my children? I think they are getting down the track, and
really
I'm sacrificing my
I think it's very easy, isn't it, now to look back and be like, oh, I wish I was at the Olympics. I wish you'd done all this. But obviously, yeah, it would involve us, like them dragging us down there, do you know what I mean, after school in the rain or whatever, us crying. Yeah. It's like hard work or whatever. And if your kid doesn't enjoy it, and I doubt there's many kids that, I don't know, that love it.
What?
The grind of like pursuing a sport to the level that would get you into the Olympic Games. Do you know what I mean? It's like training.
That's a hot take.
Weeks.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
Because parents will go, they're my kids. My kids love it. Yes. They absolutely love going to that golf tournament at 5 years old. And
they love being in the pool at 5 a.m.
every morning. Before school. Knackered.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a different topic altogether.
Yes.
But
I think that's very true, though, isn't it? We do get on well with our parents, and would that be the case if they had been our coaches or whatever and forced us into things? Probably not. Right.
No. But linking to this, are our hopes of getting to the Olympics over? Are they dashed? Are we absolutely cooked?
Ultimately, yeah. We ain't
getting. Are we washed?
We're washed up losers. We're not getting into the Olympics.
Not in athletics. Archery. Shooting.
Look. No, we are not. Whatever sport you want to get into, archery, shooting, someone has been doing that from. You know what I mean? There are people out there that have now got 20.
I'm being disrespectful.
I think
archery.
I mean, I'll get on to something that I think we could medal in.
Oh.
Yeah, but
we will be disrespectful then.
Yeah, and but like, say shooting or whatever. We haven't done it, so part of our head is like, maybe I'll be in class. Do you know what I mean? I'll pick it up and be great. But someone has been shooting a gun every day since they were like 6,
and we don't have any advantage. In our genetic code for shooting.
No, I reckon I've got a shaky hand actually. I do get a little nervous, but like they say, 10,000 hours before you're a pro. Someone will have got that 10,000 hours before they're 14 or something. It's just like, so ultimately we're not getting into the Olympics.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this clip, Rylan from the X Factor.
Oh, I know Rylan.
Rylan.
Yeah.
So he was from the X Factor and maybe presented this morning or something. He's
morning.
done well for himself. He's now a presenter, isn't he? Rylan?
Oh yeah, Radio 2, big time.
Radio 2, okay.
The One Show maybe.
He's done
Rumoured to be Strictly next year.
really
Yeah.
fair play, Rylan. Well, I saw a clip of him on the High Performance podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know this one?
Yeah.
Hosted by Damien Hughes and the former presenter of Bamzuki.
Jake Humphries.
Shout out Bamzuki. And this is Rylan who says this. And he's 37, by the way. Rylan. He said, if in
Why is that shocking?
Because, well, it's going to come out. Well, he looks great for his age. No disrespect there. But Rylan said this. If in 4 years' time I want to compete in the Olympics as an Olympic gymnast and win gold, I can do it. All I've got to do for the next 4 years is train. It is literally that simple. No, it isn't.
He said that.
He said that.
Well,
like
if you'd given me that quote and said, "Who do you think said that?" I probably would have said Rylan.
But it's delusional to have that. Like, if you got a super fit 16-year-old and you're like, right, you got 4 years to get into the Olympics, you're probably not, because someone's been doing it since they were a toddler.
Yeah, I would say this is quite a male mindset to think. Most men think, if I work full time at one thing, I will be world class.
But so he thinks that at the age of 41, he could win gold at the Olympic Games, but he's just too busy presenting the One Show to do it. That is mad, isn't it?
And he said gymnastics.
Yeah, which is... Do you know what I mean?
Max Whitlock is coming out of retirement for LA. I don't know how old he will be at LA, but that is a push, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to medal, which I think he can, but he's an athlete who has done gymnastics his whole life, and he's gone, I'm going to commit the next couple of years to be competitive again. He's already, look, his baseline is already elite, and he's like, oh, I don't know
if he can do it.
Well, I'm sure he does, but for Rylan to say that's wild. I'd like to see a reaction to that, actually, when he said that.
If you're watching this, Rylan,
come on the show.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. But it is that thing, I think, of like being like, I've never done it. I reckon if I did do it, I could be great. And it's like not appreciating how hard these things are and how much time everyone in the Olympic Games who's an Olympian or even just like in the team has put into it. You ain't getting it. No one is.
No.
So that brings us into my next point. So I'll be 39 in Brisbane, which will be in 2032. You have to get into the Olympic Games in Brisbane. So you've got 6 years to prepare. What's your plan of attack? What sport you're going for? How are you going to get in the team?
I have to take into account that I'm going to be older.
Yeah. So as of right now,
honestly,
you've got to get into the Olympic Games in 32. What are you going to do?
It can't be anything athletic related.
No.
Power related. It could be something like sailing. There's a lot of technical bits there, but I feel like
you don't have any of that.
No, but I could learn knots and stuff. Put me on a boat.
Are they tying knots in the sailing races?
I'll learn about wind. You do have to be strong.
I know,
but I'm not going to be past a different type of wind. But I think there's a lot of technical knowledge there that you could learn in the classroom. Also, you have to be strong still. I'm not going to be past strength levels.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need to succumb myself to maybe shooting yet. The next one, shooting.
So sailing or shooting.
I think I'm in that weird middle ground where you're not good enough to do an actual athletic thing, but you're not old enough.
Yes. Those things feel more like technique and practice rather than
table tennis. Another one.
You reckon table tennis?
You're
going to be in the Olympic team at 40 table tennis.
I get Matthew Syed as coach.
Does he play table tennis? Matthew Syed? He's a journalist, isn't he?
Oh, God, welcome to the real world. Matthew Syed was a legend of British table tennis. Yeah. And
I like his books.
Yeah. And he would be a great coach because obviously he wrote the books. He knows what it takes to master something. I've got 20 to 32, you said?
Yeah.
6 years. My God. I can do 30,000 hours in that time.
I don't
Watch
think
me.
so. Do it. Okay, so there you go. Matt thinks sailing, shooting.
No, not shooting yet. The one after
Okay,
that, shooting.
sailing.
Yep.
Or ping pong, table tennis.
I'll
Crazy.
watch Mighty Supreme later.
So I think, yeah. I mean, we're sort of joking with this, aren't we? Because you ain't getting into the Olympics in either of those. My answer was dressage.
They need a pretty big horse.
they got big ones because this is my part.
Well,
like dressage. Well,
okay.
let me hear because I've gone for a different approach here.
Mm.
Dressage. People still medal in dressage in their like late 40s, 60s. I don't know the actual
Can we
numbers.
just clear up dressage? This is where
Dressage
the horse
is
does the dance.
Yeah, you're sat on a horse and the horse lifts its feet up to the music. I don't know. I never watch it. So boring. Shouldn't be in the Olympics. But
You want to dedicate
if I
the next few
had
years to
to
it.
get into the Olympics, this is what I'm doing. Because, and again, this could be such an ignorant opinion, but watching it, I'm like, most of this is the horse. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got a very well-trained horse. I'll just sit on it.
I think
Obviously,
that is ignorant.
It is ignorant for sure, but some percentage of that medal is the horse.
Oh,
and it's not
100%.
yes. So I'm taking that. Those odds.
Okay.
I'll go down to the stable. I'll befriend the people who have the
I'll
horses.
go down to the stable at the dead of the night
with an apple and some hay.
And
seduce the horse.
Yeah.
So I'd be going for dressage. But yeah.
Wow, we've immediately lost an audience base there.
The horsies.
The horsies.
Like I said, I could be completely ignorant, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments.
You are ignorant. I think there's obviously something. There is something there that requires skill. Yeah, I suppose I was being ignorant to table tennis. Maybe. I don't think I am actually. But yeah, okay. That is a different approach.
Yeah.
You'd have to. Do you like horses?
I love horses.
Do you?
I like seeing them. I'll pet them if I can.
I think that
give them a little stroke. We rode horses. Mom and Dad did take us to horse riding lessons. I was too young, and I think you and Sarah both were fed up of it before.
Sarah broke her arm getting bucked off.
Really?
And I was terrified every time I went on one because I was put on a mentalist called Norman all the time.
I think I had a slow one called Ben. Yeah, we'll get into our horse riding past when I get into the Olympic Games in 32 as the next best thing in British dressage.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait. We've now got a question from listener and friend of the podcast. Our sister, the daughter of Olympia, Sarah Cook.
Wow.
Sarah has WhatsApped.
What an honour.
A question. She said, Mum once said being able to run really fast wasn't a burden, but she knew she had a talent and had to do something with it. Have you ever wondered if you had the same talent or felt a responsibility to fulfill your own potential in the same way?
Oh, God.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about whether we think we're genetically gifted, but I guess the question is, so we've talked about should mum and dad have pressured us into running, but it's your life. Should we have taken the responsibility to fulfill our potential in the same way?
Oh, in some ways, I do feel like maybe I should have tried. Because, Sarah knows she was gifted. She does. She's got the results. She knew she was absolutely blowing those competitors away. Yeah. I never really knew what I had in me as a runner. Because apart from sports days where I did dominate the 400 meters, but that's school. That's nothing. I don't know. But honestly, I sleep well at night. I do not go to bed thinking
you're not.
No, it's not that deep for me.
No.
I did make a bet. I remember before I went to uni at 18, I think it was, and I said I was going to be 22 at London 2012, and I made a boozy bet with my mate Joe Standerwick. I said, I will give you £40 if I don't make the Olympics in 2012. Wow.
Did you pay him?
No. And I didn't make the Olympics either.
No, well, yeah, I know that.
So no, I didn't feel like I
didn't have a responsibility. I feel the same. I think now I've got more into being sports, and I had a big time basketball phase before I hurt myself, and I'm into running now. I got a become sportier. Whereas I know growing up, I wasn't really. It wasn't a driving thing for me. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to play with Lego and go to youth theatre. I weren't going for the Olympics. But so yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have had that foresight as a young man to be like, look, you could have something here, go for it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So it is what it is.
It is. And I wonder if one of Mum's coaches or the people around her gave her that context to be like, you are actually special here. And that gave her the confidence to carry on. You know, if you don't have the context of like who's come before you, you know, then how can you really know how special you are? It could have easily been lost, and there's probably a lot of special kids out there who never fulfilled their potential. But anyway,
it would be interesting to ask Mom, if ever she comes on, to say, so when she says she knew she had a talent, had to do something with it, did that come from her? Was that like her, or was that a coach or parent? Well, thank you for the questions, Sarah. If anyone else has any questions for the podcast, we'd love to hear them. You can get in touch. We're on social media at Sons of Olympia Pod, or you could email us, sonsofolympiapod@gmail.com.
We look forward to reading all the messages from close family and friends after this first episode. Okay. Well, lovely to get this one in the bag.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the next one, I guess.
Episode 1. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye-bye now.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.